Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament race in Group I's lower bracket between Tam and In the Name of DT. I'm Sorcerer Finch, and joining me in the booth tonight is Brewers fan JP. How are you doing tonight, JP?
I'm doing good. We had a quick race one here, so we are going to get going pretty early on race two, about 20 minutes ahead of schedule.
Right. It was. I think it was both racers finished within 70 minutes, if I remember correctly.
I think Tam was slightly over 70, but yeah.
Yeah, it's still incredible to think of that speed and the execution that you need. Because I think I remember it was 7 hearts. It was Master Sword, 1 bottle. Like, it was a low percentage. Go through.
Basically, it's what you'd expect to see if you're playing either expert mode or if you're doing a sport the log race.
So what are you looking for in this second race?
Well, for race 2, basically DT just needs to win to get into the bracket. So DT has a little bit of breathing room here. He can play however he wants. Basically, he can play his style of game. Tam, though, his tournament life, or actually their tournament life is on the line right now. They basically need to do something to give them an advantage, whether it's to take a few risks or something like that.
All right, and we are underway. So let's see what we get. And DT finds a piece of heart for a full heart container and a nice free refill. And we're going to do our standard escape. And I saw Desert was a 5/6 crystal and Hera was a pendant.
Yep, that's what we see. So, always interesting. Hera being a pendant, if you're going to want to go up there early or not. With the Eastern Crystal, you want to see a bow, but we're probably not going to see a bow now that they've seen Eastern's a crystal. Plus, we saw a bow in game 1.
Oh, okay. And Uncle gives us the hammer. Okay. So that is going to be nice, just having that tempered sword damage kind of right off the bat. Trade-off being it's a much smaller hitbox.
Yeah, these runners are more than capable of using that hammer. They're adjusted to the hitbox. They know how it works. So, and it's also nice because it does tempered damage. So you have a tempered damage source right away. So they'll definitely be happy with that. Saw a full magic drop there from the guard. If that was the first drop, the green guards will not drop bombs.
I think it was the first drop for that kind of guard.
So full magic this is the magic pool, which means no bombs in that. But we have another pool with the rats we can see later. And first chest here is 20 rupees. Not going to really help us right now.
Nothing really to write home about, but as we get synchronized, they are. So far at this point, they're very used to kind of these this kind of routing, especially with just the hammer.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see how they do in the escape. Tam's got that slight lead so far, but that doesn't mean too much.
Oh, and there was that rupee drop for the guard in this room that Tam's just re-entering. So I'm not sure how that contributes to the item pool for the prize pack.
Actually, I'm not sure if that's in that prize pack. Now I got to bring up my prize pack chart. These are links you have when you run so far a lot.
Well, there we go. There's 8 bombs that DT was able to drop.
So we missed a couple drops apparently to start there.
And it looked like we have a book to start out with in Zelda's Cell. That will be a nice early item just to be able to have those checks in the back of your mind as you're going, instead of at the end of a race and having just a cup, like being one item from go mode. You just get the book okay, where do I use that book?
Yeah, book early. That is such a tough call. Because you kind of want to rush deserts. A lot of these seeds would put something in desert, get you Dark World, and make it a double dip desert. But that's still such a tough call to make.
Right, especially since it's otherwise a pretty sparse area. It's only 2 items in there, Agina's Cave and I guess the Ledge as well.
Yeah, you're only guaranteed 2 items, and with what you got, you can't clear it. You need at least a glove and a fire source, and you might need boots. Desert's kind of a strange dungeon in the fact that even though it's an early dungeon, it has a lot of requirements to clear it.
That's true. Yeah, right, because it needs a fire source, it needs the power glove, it needs the book or the flute mitts, and it needs a lot of items, yeah. But Tam's still going to be looking for that bomb drop. DT's got the bombs for the back of Escape. Tam is still looking for some bombs.
These ropes here are part of the same pack as the guard, and there's the pack for him.
There we go.
For them.
And that will get them through Kakariko and the early game as well. That'll be nice. And we are going to have 3 items. We're going to have items all the way through as well. So that'll be nice.
DT getting bullied a little bit. He's down to 1 heart. Got to be a little careful. Key red plays nice for Tam. DT's just gonna blow the red up, and unfortunately, did not play nice at all. But those rats didn't play nice outside for Tam.
Right. They're both going to be going into this with probably the same number of hearts, and it's just 150 rupees, 170 rupees so far.
Basically, welcome to the Hyrule Castle Treasury.
Right. It beats the GT or the Link College Fund.
I forgot. Tam uses double beeps, and we got there already to start.
And granted, the rats won't do a whole lot of damage, and Tam does escape in 5:55, good time, and DT's right on their heels at 6 minutes. It's nice to get a lot of money, at least early game, just from being able to cover the bottle vendor, have some money like kind of in your back pocket if you want to do Houlihan and get additional money for Zora.
Yeah. I think our tracker said enough of that and switched to audio for us. Yep, our tracker confirms in chat.
All right, and we are getting a Lumberjack Ledge check from DT side. And there's Half Magic sitting in the Lost Woods. That would have been nice. And it's just 10 arrows up there. So if we're going to face Aghanim, it is not for those 10 arrows.
Just a piece of heart in the drop down. Half Magic, they're going to be glad to see that because they didn't have that one. And they would have loved to have that for the Ganon fights.
That or like a second bottle. That was well executed by both sides. And Tim's down to half a heart now. Just made it to the safety of Kakariko Village, though.
So yeah, Tam a little bit ahead just because they didn't check Lumberjack. Oh, DT's gonna give us an early ped check. That's why he's routing this way.
Oh, that can be good early info. And it's just 10 arrows, 300 rupees, another 20, and okay, Blind Hut has a lot of money.
And another 10 arrow pack on the ped, so no ped in this one.
Well, I mean, if you really wanted to face Aghanim and get all the pendants, hey, there's 20 arrows right there.
Yeah. This might be an actual indication of how DT is going to play this game, and that he's going to play it very safe. With the 1-0 lead, he might feel he can do that.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Because DT now has a lot of information just right off the get-go. And there's a mushroom in the back of the well.
Ooh, we got a flute.
Flute, and what better time than while you're making your Kakariko Village checks?
Absolutely. So that's going to be nice movement through the sea. They won't... Not the boots yet, but they'll both at least get to have some faster movement.
They might also appreciate that heart container for just the low price of 100 rupees.
It's not a bad price for it, actually. I feel like future Zelda games, when you could buy pieces of hearts, they were much more expensive than that.
Well, and probably without the 300 rupee drops as well.
Later Zelda games actually had 200 rupees, generally. I know some of the future games had that. Hey, there's a potion. You can check Sick Kid while you're here, too.
Well, that's a nice bit of routing, kind of, that you can do right off the bat. Speaking of, we're just powder away from checking Magic Bat.
Yep. All they need is sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, all they need is a Key and Samari, and you can get all the checks done here right away.
Now that would be something if the cane were on Sick Kid.
Okay. If we had saw the Samari right there, chat would be pulling up their pitchforks and torches.
All right, and just 50 rupees in the... So now we're gonna get our south of the village checks, see what's on the library. Do we need the boots? And that's still gonna be a question for Desert as well, if we will need the boots. But not for 20 rupees that someone left on top of a library bookshelf.
Last CAC check of the race game. There's a glove. And Tam calls the duck and immediately bails.
Just giving the duck some exercise. But yeah, that is a that's a good glove to get early on, and that means they're just a fire source away from being able to complete Desert. Well,
a fire source and maybe a boots. But yeah, you don't want to torment the duck too much. The duck has gotten some revenge in Seeds. Speaking of which, I don't know if you played the April festive randomizer that was out, but the duck had a nice little thing that it did when you dropped into Kakariko.
oh my! I haven't played through it I haven't. I'm still kind of starting through it, but I know like quick swapping costs 1 rupee each go. And speaking of rupees, turning in the mushroom just got you 20 right there. And Tam is going to leave the mushroom spent, so not going to be doing fake powder.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. Fake powder, it's one of those, you can do it or you don't have to. Fake powder generally is worth it more the earlier... That doesn't work, DT. Actually, maybe that did. I think they might have blown up 2 bushes. But... Yeah, the earlier in the game you can do fake powder, the more it actually has some value. But as you get late into the game, fake powder kind of loses value. You don't want to do it as much. You only want to do it if you actually get powder.
Okay. And DT, saving and quitting, and fluting to... Okay. Might be fluting... Okay, to turn in the mushroom. Okay.
DT is going to save the mushroom for a fake powder later. Now, Tam's going to use bombs on the mini mold arms. Don't blame them. Mini mold arms with hammer is not fun.
Right, they're so bouncy. They just they can be a bit chaotic.
Well, there's one cane.
Yep, 1 cane, bombs, a timely heart refill, and the blue boomerang. Especially since we're not going to be seeing any blue or red mail. Every heart helps, especially if they will not be going up to, or they could still be checking Ice Rod Cave, and they will.
Yeah, Tam will do that. At this point, you're not worried about Aga. You just need to find that Moon Pearl. In all likelihood, you're just gonna find Moon Pearl and gets Dark World at this point.
Right. It's a very low percentage that it is on the pyramid ledge.
There's our second potion.
Already one more than they had last time. And hey, it has some nice green goo in there. From here, will we see an early mountain check, do you think, or not, or will we not see it before we get if we get hook shot? That might be a more palatable play.
Maybe you see hook shot. Right now, looks like Tam's gonna go for at least Saha. We'll see if they go into Eastern or not. That's a tough call. That's another tough call right now. You got a lot of interesting calls. You can go to desert area, get a minimum 2 items. You can loot up the mountain, but that's 1 item in logic, 1 item not. You could go into Eastern for 2 to 3. So there's a lot of couple item checks out there.
Right, and so far, and there is our first sword in Sassy's closet.
Not insignificant. That's a nice pickup.
It certainly beats throwing bombs or using the hammer, and especially if you're navigating in dark rooms, just to have that little marker of where you are in relation to everything else. As Tam is giving us a view of the mountain, going to go ahead and navigate through the dark to pick up the old man. And
hey,
there's another. They're both gonna get the first sword, and at completely different places, and they're gonna get the other one's sword as well. We're pretty sure that DT will check out Sassy at some point.
Yeah, they're both gonna get those other swords. But yeah, this is there's Quake. Don't know if we need that yet. Yeah, this is some interesting divergence. We'll find out pretty quick if this is a boots-locked desert or not.
Right. In the meantime, until DT picks up that sword, well, there's the big key. That's that'll let you get to the back of the dungeon. Still needs the fire source though.
We'll find out. It is not boots locked. We do not necessarily need the boots.
And it's just 10 arrows in Spectacle Rock.
So if he finds a lamp or fire rod in this dungeon, he can finish it.
So, and with the hammer and with the enemies, it looks like DT will be going to get that sword first before checking the right side of desert.
Yeah, it's really awkward in this situation. And I think this is probably the best way to do it.
Although I'm sorry, he actually can't because he doesn't have a fire source yet. Right.
Yeah, he can't go to the boss. It's really awkward how you route this. I think he's routing it the best way you can. You grab the sword, you do the right side. You're not expecting to find lamp or fire rod here. You're just going to check the right side and then drop out and go check Agina.
That's true. It does get it's as good of a route into Agina as possible. Which, speaking of, Tam is also in desert at this point. And getting the good news that, or I don't know if it's good or bad news that we might not see the boots this seed.
So we haven't seen either item yet here. We saw like a dungeon item on the torch. We'll see at least one item over here. Oh, there's shields. So in this case, if you want to see the second item, if it's not going to be your fire source, just so you don't have to worry about this till go mode. And there's the second item.
There we go. And we know that the only thing left in here will be that crystal.
So ideally, you just wait on this until you have to potentially clear Mire. So we are running out of spots. I think our next piece of progression has to be an Eastern at this point. Oh, Tam took a death. I don't know.
That was. He, Tam set up a bomb for that.
Ah,
It looks like Tam's going to check. Okay, to get back to the central area, and we'll pick up that sword.
yeah, I think actually we got Eastern and Zora. That's about it at this point.
And our runners definitely do have enough money for Zora. We'll see if how they get up to Zora though. Will it be with Fake Flipper?
Most likely, just that's the easiest way to get up there. Though you can't really do anything. You can't check the waterfall with what you've got. I don't know if you can set up an Ancilla splash deletes to get the ledge with what you've got for equipment.
Oh, that's right. Because what is it? It's a bow and bombs or cane of Samaria. So I think you're right there. And both do have a Master Sword at this point.
So Aga is still potentially there, but that's like your last resort at this point. So you're not doing that until you get a lamp and you've checked everything else.
Oh, that's a good point, because Aghanim's not in logic yet without that lamp. So
They'll both be in Eastern at the same time, though. Tam's got the mountain checks over DT. DT's got some of the scouting checks done.
All right, and we're getting our first look of Eastern on DT side, just ahead by about 2 rooms.
There's our first item. So without a lamp or fire rod, well, actually, it's basically without a lamp. We've only got 4 chests and logic in here.
Right. So and then you've got and then Zora, and then that's about it. At that point, you've got Agina, or no, you still can't do Aghanim without that lamp, or logically without the lamp.
There's our first dungeon item. 2 checks left. I feel like we're either going to see the Moon Pearl or the Hook Shot next. I guess we could also see the Mirror. One of those 3 items. Yeah, actually, one of those 3 items we're going to see. Hook Shot, Mirror, Moon Pearl. I guess we could also see Flippers. So that doesn't open as much.
Yeah, Flippers would open up a number of water checks. So that might be... And it looks like we will have...
I think Zora's got to have something at this point, because nothing else in Eastern's in logic.
Right, because we have a vanilla big key at this point, and Tam is going to save and quit, and go check. Looks like we'll be checking Zora.
Yeah, Tam's leaving, so because they know, like I said, there's nothing left in logic here. DT though, he's gonna get the big key and check the big chest. If he finds something in the big chests, could get an early advantage over Tam.
Tam does get a very nice fake flipper, and they're not gonna bother checking Hobo, just going straight towards, and does hop out of the water without checking waterfall. Good call. That's something, because you need the Moon Pearl in order to get that water walk state.
And the ledge, just a heart container. So what does Zora have? Does he have a Moon Pearl, a hook shot, a mirror, vanilla flippers?
And it's just 20 rupees in the big chest. So
that won't hurt DT too much though, because Tam's got to go back through for that big key later. So DT just invested the time a little earlier. That's all.
That's a good point. And Zora gives us the Moon Pearl. There we go. So there's Dark World.
All right, so now we've got some options. Thieves Town's clearable. We could go into Pod, but can't full clear without a bow. Could go into Skull Woods, can't full clear that. We've also got some overworlds.
All right, and Turtle Rock and Pod are the other pendants. Pod being a green pendant is that's interesting. And DT going back up the mountain.
DT hasn't been up the mountain yet.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Tama checked that. That's right.
Oh, there's a mirror. That opens up even more.
And Ethan Medallion. So that's moderately hype. You know, having that having that mirror makes it pretty hype.
Yeah, that's a nice place to find mirror because now you can route some checks in more easily here. And I think DT at this point knows Zora's got something. Here's the third bottle.
All right. But yeah, this lets you check K45, and that's what Tam is about to do. Check K45, kind of on the way up to Village of Outcasts. Oh, actually, not quite Village of Outcasts yet. Without those Titan Smiths, but still has another check along this way.
Yeah, do dig game mirror and then flip to 3. You can go into Village of Outcasts from there.
That's a good point. So what are we thinking we're going to see on the dig game, though? I mean, I could see Titan Smiths being here.
I don't know if we're going to see something that good this fast. Plenty of rupees.
It's nice to get back your 70 rupee investment.
DT's got his Dark World access. It's a long dig game for the 4th bottle.
And Tam wants no part of that 4th bottle.
So at this point, this is going to be very interesting to see how the runners routes. Because so much is open now. DT's actually going to start in the Village of Outcasts, which means he's likely going to go to Thieves Town early. So we're going to have some good divergence right now.
Right, and it looks like Tam will be going up to Hera, or at least that. Actually, either Hera, do a quick peek in, see if the items are early on, and then going to the left side of Death Mountain, which does have Paradox Cave. That's a pretty nice area to be in.
Somebody in chat saying that extra bottles with quick swap is a handicap. You're not wrong, actually. When you have 4 bottles and you're trying to swap to an item, it can be a bit annoying.
Oh, okay, and Swamp Palace was the other 5/6 crystal. All right, and there's the lamp on DT's side.
Means he can go back for desert if he wants to, but again, we already got both items out of there.
Right, might as well hold off on it until Meyer, which you can kind of do both at once, which is pretty nice. And as Tam gives us our first look on the right side of Death Mountain, Tam. Oh, and there's the boots.
Oh, that's a tease. That is a tease because you need the mitts to get those. So yes, those boots will be mitts locked. So unless Tam finds the mitts up here, he's just gonna have to come back for them later. I'll laugh if DT gets the mitts in Thieves Town.
But Tam will at least know where it is, and there's the tempered sword. So DT has the sword advantage at this point, and the hook shot.
Okay.
Well, this is a nice Thieves Town.
Yes, it is. DT's gonna be happy that he has a tempered sword this early, though Tam will also most likely pick that up.
Oh, absolutely.
Alright. Tam giving us Paradox Cave, nothing on the bottom. Start looking at what we still need. We do need quite a bit still. We need a bow, we're gonna need flippers. We're gonna need the fire rod.
We still might need bombos. We're just not sure yet.
Yeah. This is not gonna be a 40-minute go mode like Blast Seed. This is gonna be a longer go mode.
And unfortunately, Paradox Cave coming up pretty empty right there.
Yeah, so Tam's gonna have to leave those boots behind for now. Yeah, I think he's a little frustrated. I told you, don't mess with the duck!
Oh no! But Tam will be right on DT's heels. Well, I guess either could be checking Thieves Town first, or going up to Skull Woods and seeing if the two items are in the early chests in the front of Skull Woods.
Yep, that is a check that Tam could make, but I don't think Tam will, just because of how they've been routing so far. They've been kind of skipping the little pieces here and there.
Does have to be careful. Down to 2 hearts. And without that, without green mail, or with everyone staying on green mail, enemies will hurt.
Looks like I got a smoky locked in the big chest, so don't have to worry about that.
And we'll be picking up, and Tam will be getting that lamp right about now.
And it's something Tam did not have in race 1. Didn't really affect them, but still, they're probably happy to have that down to 1 heart.
And thank you, Blind, for that pun. And Blind, our jokester. DT doing a nice job with the fight, and down goes Blind. For the Cane of Samaria, there's the cane.
Okay,
and
nice.
31 minutes, 58 seconds. We do have our first crystal, or our first dungeon complete.
So yeah, that was Samaria and Hookshot and Tempered out of Thieves Town.
Right. That is some very nice things to find. And Tam is
Gonna cash, or they're gonna cash in the powder quick. They got the powder out of CJ House.
Oh, okay. And yeah, that's a good check, kind of while you're here. They will be very happy to see a stacked Thieves Town, though.
So the question still remains, where are the mitts to get you to those boots?
Right, and
I'm starting to think Pod.
Pod is looking pretty likely at this point, with because we don't have flippers, which restricts us from Swamp. It could also still be in the front of Skull Woods. Tim doing the unenviable job of navigating now with half a heart.
Oh, nice knowledge of that anti-fairy, or the bunny beam, whatever you want to call that one.
And DT does not want that, doesn't want that bottle either.
So unfortunately, DT is going to be a little less efficient here because he's going to get the mirror after passing up some of these checks. Yeah, I think at this point our checks are running low again. We've got Pod, we've got the Friend of Skull, we've got Bombo's Tablet, Catfish, Pyramid Ledge. What else we got?
Now DT's route will take him towards Pyramid and Pod, and Tam's will take them towards Skullwood. So I think we're gonna be keeping this divergence for a while.
DT's got his mirror. Let's see what he decides to do with that. He's gonna pull the mirror out. So he's probably gonna check K45 and Bombo's Tablet. Tam did not check Bombo's tablets. So if anything's on Bombo's, Tam's gonna isolate that for a while.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh!
Oh man.
That is a bad thing to isolate.
There's Skullwoods. That makes DT's routing much more efficient, kind of going on, because now you can full clear if you need Skullwoods. And at this point, I mean, you might need Bombos, and you're going to need Flippers, and you need Bow. That's about it.
Now, the one thing that could be good for Tam, and he might need, or they might need at this point, is for Mitts to be Fire Rod locked, because that would get them the Fire Rod sooner rather than later. But if Mitts are not Fire Rod locked, that could be something that eludes Tam for a long time. But you had also point out, if Tam finds Flippers, it'll give him give them a chance to check that again.
That's a good point, just with Swamp being right next door. Tam fighting blind right now. Opting to use that Cane of Burna just to make it a little bit of an easier fight, and does get that other cane. And Tam does have their first crystal.
You know, it's such an interesting difference between the two races. In the first race, at 40 minutes, these runners were basically in go mode. In this race, we're almost 40 minutes in, and each runner has only one crystal. And we're still several items from go mode.
Right. But it does look like we will be, both of our runners will be going into Skullwoods. DT checking the middle. Looks like we'll be kind of running to the back after checking this one check, which is so much easier with that cane of Samaria.
Yeah, pretty standard routing for Skullwoods, especially when you have a Fire Rod and it's a crystal. You're gonna take out Malthula first and then check the front.
And especially when you have that mirror, and if you'd like to check the bridge, once you get to the bridge, you can immediately mirror back to the beginning as well, which makes that nice.
So if you're rooting for Tam, you kind of want something in the back of Skullwoods that will force Tam to get the fire rod sooner rather than later. Just a key in that chest. There's a shovel, which there's another fetch quest.
But the shovel is at least it's at least the south part of Hyrule, so that could help as well. At least getting making that check a little bit more palatable.
And that is both items in Skullwoods. So there's not gonna be any time difference really between the two runners. They're both gonna be about the same coming out of here. Though Tam's gonna have to come back later. They'll come back in go mode. Tam's gonna be sitting on 2 dungeons that they can complete in go mode towards the end of the seed.
Right, and Bumper Ledge just has a piece of heart right there. And
Tam is gonna look at Lumberjack just for the knowledge.
meanwhile, DT does get second crystal off of the Mothula.
I think we're going to see another check we forgot to mention. We've got a Graveyard Ledge. I don't think we had mentioned that earlier in our available checks.
You are absolutely correct. We've got Graveyard Ledge, which that's going to be a little bit tougher to route. And although, nope, never mind, Tam's right there. Does have to be careful for those for the birds there. And down to 2 hearts, there are a lot of things in here that will do 2 hearts damage.
Which kind of brings up an interesting point that Skullwoods actually does lock Pyramid Fairy. And they'd have to go back and clear Desert to get there, but that is a possibility. And when you've got Pyramid Fairy available early, I feel like it's a little easier to incentivize a check, especially if you haven't checked the Pyramid Ledge yet.
That's a good point.
There's Mitts.
Oh, I mean, although on one hand those are welcome mitts, on the other hand, I don't think that I don't think he's gonna. I don't think I don't think Tam's gonna be getting that fire rod anytime soon.
Yeah, that's gonna pull Tam further away from fire rod. And DT's going to get those mitts right away. He's most likely going to go up Death Mountain after this, and he's going to find those boots shortly after. So, if you're rooting for Tam, you're running out of things to hope for right now. And remember, Tam's tournament life is on the line here. They've got to win this game to force a Game 3.
Right, and maybe if they find the flippers up here, that points them towards Swamp, which that could help as well.
By the way, if you're newer to Rando, go back and watch the routes that Tam and DT just took to get through that graveyard, because this is logical. The game can do this, force you to take that route to get your mitts, to get boots. Because the easy way to get to the graveyard ledge is either boots or mitts. But if you don't have either, you may have to take that route to get to that ledge. So if you're new to Rando, make sure to know that route through the Dark Graveyard.
All right, and DT looks like will be giving us our look at what is required from Meyer.
Actually, this is a good idea, because like I said, he could do Pyramid Fairy after this. If he's got the medallion for Meyer, he can go in. No, that's Bombos. The one medallion we don't have.
Oh, well, there's Bombos on Tam's side. They are in Hookshot Cave and can open everything up.
And that's just more and more stuff for Tam to check that's going to take them away from Fire Rod. If you're rooting for Tam, you want them to find flippers. That's basically their out right now.
Although being able to pick up these boots and knowing where the boots are, that's still going to be significant.
Tam will get a little extra time with boots, so that will help them.
And especially if the flippers are in bunk rocks. That I think would be that would be their out at this point. And in the meantime, Tim will be able to do this side of we'll be able to we'll be at least be able to do Misery Mire, which is a little bit more a little bit tougher to kind of go through, and having those boots will help as well. Although DT will likely also grab the boots as they're looking for bombos.
That's DT's third crystal, and that is also Pyramid Fairy access. Might be his plan. Might go for Pyramid Fairy now. Well, first he's gonna go for Checkerboard.
And Tim giving us our first check of looking to Misery Mire. Gets through the getting through the atrium pretty well.
And DT's gonna go to Ice Palace? This is an interesting call. I don't know if I... Oh no, never mind. He's gonna... At least he's gonna check Waterfall first. He might still go Ice Palace. I mean, there's stuff he can find with... there's stuff he can find there that's not the flippers. He can find Bow in Ice Palace. He thinks he might be able to find Bombos.
That's a good point. And Tam does get the early big key. And actually, we'll be looks like we'll be rushing to Vitreous.
I think I'm starting to see DT's thinking here. That he doesn't want to do Death Mountain and try to just avoid climbing up the whole seed. And save him a little time. Unfortunately, he's got to climb at least once for Bombos. Yeah, Tam going to go straight for Vitreous. This is a play a lot of runners make when it's a go mode Mire, just to do it fast.
And does do a good job holding off on the Canis Samaria Blast because they already had the switch going the right way.
DT, which he's planning for full clear ice, which makes sense for him. He's at least looking for 2 items in here that he could find.
And item 1, heart container. And as a note, at this point, both of our runners do have more health than they had the entirety of their game 1.
More health, better sword, more potions, half magic. I could go on with what they didn't get in game 1.
And Tim does. They do finish up Misery Mire. They still have. I don't recall seeing Tam picking up any of the items though.
I don't either. I think they're gonna go back in.
But it'll still be an overall save. They have the mirror, so once they pick up even if they have to do cutscene chest, it'll be immediately mirroring out and going on with the game, going on with the seed.
I think that was item 2 for DT.
I think you are correct. Yep.
So the big questions right now for DT is when he's going to climb the mountain and get his boots and bombos, and for Tam, when they go to Bombo's tablet to get that fire rod. And then we're still looking for bow and flippers for go mode.
All right, and item 1 is just 5 rupees.
We're going to see Tam try to, there we go. Don't know exactly what the name of that glitch is, but they got it.
Yeah, a rail clip of some sort.
That's the second item. Meyer was empty.
That is unfortunate. But it is at least it's over. At least that's all we need to do with Meyer.
Tam is gonna go ahead and finish deserts. As DT gets his 4th crystal, Tam is going for their 3rd. I gotta think DT's gonna climb the mountain now because... Actually, no, never mind. He might do Pyramid Fairy still. Nope, here's his mountain climb. So this will get him bombos and boots. He will have the option to dip into Turtle Rock if he wants to. I don't know if he would do that though.
That would be a tougher play, especially with it being a pendant and either the red or the blue. I'm not sure which. Either one of them won't. Neither one will get you an item from Sassarola.
I'm starting to think though that a pendant play might be required at some point because we're running out of overworld spots at least.
So in that case, which do you check first? I guess pod would be kind of difficult just because if you are bow locked, then there's not a whole lot that you can get in logic.
This is a tough call. I think if you're gonna check Turtle Rock, you have to check it on this trip up. There's no other time it's gonna be as good. And if your Tam, pod looks more appealing right now because you don't want to make that extra climb.
Right, right. Because I think Tam's climbed the mountain twice so far.
That's correct.
So having to climb it 3 or 4 times, that just doesn't make you feel good as a runner.
Tam is going to 3. I think this might be Smith Chain, or no, maybe not. Where is Tam going? Oh,
Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb. Okay.
Yep.
These are spots that could have something. You were mentioning earlier if one of these has flippers.
And now's the time. DT is about to pick up those flippers in Hookshot Cave. Although...
No, you mean Bombos and Hookshot Cave.
Right, Bombos and Hookshot Cave, and then the boots outside of Hookshot Cave. Although Ether, and yeah, I hadn't caught it the first time, but it's just Ether to get into Turtle Rock.
DT hasn't actually looked at the ledge yet, so I don't think he knows boots are there.
Oh, you are absolutely right.
And I think Tam is going for Ice Palace as well. Or I'll go check Waterfall first at least. DT, look up. Don't Don't miss those. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate.
And
Well,
and while
actually,
it didn't,
this might be fine if DT's thinking Turtle Rock.
that's fair. But even though it didn't look like Bunk Rocks or King's Tomb panned out, that's still it's still running versus not being able to run.
And he's got the portal there, so as long as he goes back up, he's fine. If he doesn't go back up, I mean, it's not a killer thing for him not having the boots, but because the boots haven't led to anything yet, he's floating away. Ooh, he's gonna go to Meyer, which makes sense because it's a crystal. But I just gotta wonder, why did you not check the island there?
Right. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. Gonna make a note to ask about that at the conclusion of the race.
Now, like I said, it's not a killer thing for DT because, as far as we know so far, those boots are not required. But that's just a movement advantage Tam's gonna have.
Although, and depending on if DT does do Turtle Rock, if boots are required for the torch, I mean, unfortunately, they would be really close to GT anyway. But imagine Big Key on torch.
Yeah, I really doubt DT would miss it before GT. Like, I gotta think he'd go to the Turtle Rock portal there. Though, yeah, I don't know. This is weird. Like, it literally was, what, 5-10 steps up, you see boots. I don't understand why he didn't do that. I really want to ask him after this race. Like, I'm almost wondering at this point if he's starting to feel behind. And that was a calculated no look.
Right. Well, and knowing that they are, and us as commentators, as viewers, have the advantage of knowing like where the fire rod is, for example, which is closing Tam off from being able to complete a good number of checks. But neither of them having the flippers or the bow, that is significant.
I don't think Tam, nice bomb jump. I don't think that's what you meant to do.
And it looks like DT will be clearing out. Let's see if DT will be clearing out more of Mr. Meyer to get the 2 items first, or looks like we'll be actually, going through and clearing out Mr. Meyer in one go.
There's, I think it was the green 20 plus a blue rupee. And neither were in cutscene, so we'll not have to worry about that at least.
Right, but this should be either a key or a dungeon item. There we go.
So the big thing we're still wondering, where's that bow? Where are the flippers?
I really wonder who will dip pod first, because we might not be bow locked, or we might not be bow locked.
Yeah, I don't even know like which way you would go. It's gonna be interesting. DT's got both items. He can go to Vidi now. As Tam takes on Cold Stare, this will tie them up in the crystal counts. Though actually, DT will get his 5th shortly behind that. Oh, Tam's playing it safe. One more Cold Stare hit, and they'd be dead. So,
right. And down goes Cold Stare. Done. Gets that piece of heart and that 4th crystal. So, although the difference between the two runners so far is it's that fire rod, which significantly, I think, changes the dynamic of this race. But we'll see where Tam goes right now.
Looks like this is the pod play. Yeah, I mean, both runners missing something the other got. DT missed the boots, Tam missed the fire rod. So, if you're Tam, and you open the first chest, you don't get a small key. Do you leave immediately, or do you potion glitch?
Because your only hope at that point would be, well, if you're Tam, you're probably thinking it could be either the fire rod or the flippers. It's not going to be. It could be a progressive bow. It's just not. It just wouldn't be the one that the game intended you on having by this point. Because there's also Hera.
We're not bow locked from pod, so Tam can keep going. DT's got his 5th crystal. Now, what's he gonna do? I actually think DT's gonna go back up the mountain sooner rather than later, but I do also think he's gonna do Pyramid Fairies here shortly. This looks like Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks like Pyramid Fairy. Which that's a good. I mean, that's a good overall play, and it looks like that center chest having the big key right there. So that's a good acquired item.
Oh, pod's bow locked. So you could get through the front door, but not any further. Logically, that's a bow-locked pod, and Tam's out.
And Tam is staying in the Dark World, so probably will be checking Pyramid Ledge. Coming up here, or going up to Catfish. Catfish is still, hasn't been visited yet.
And DT might be going for Catfish right after this, so they're going to check the Pyramid Ledge around the same time. But DT will also go, it's inside the pyramid. And one of the good thing for Tam right now is without Fire Rod, they're going to stay out of, Oh, there's Ice Rod!
Oh! Although that's gonna probably drive DT back up to Turtle Rock as well, if there's nothing in here. And it's just 40 rupees, 20 green, 20 red.
Yeah, that might give DT the motivation to go to Turtle Rock. And if the answer is Turtle Rock, that hurts Tam a little more. Well, it hurts him a little bit, or hurts them a little bit, sorry.
And I think DT is going to be going up to... no, we'll actually also be making the pod play, it looks like.
Let's see if DT makes the same decision and bails out after finding out it's bull-locked. Is Catfish anything? This could help Tam. Nope. So for Tam actually might be forced. I think this might be their Bombos check. Never mind. They got the shovel.
Oh right. There are so many checks that they can make still. And as the checks kind of go on and on, they start not feeling so great. And just a piece of heart at the dig spot.
Chat talking about Smith chain to... Oh, I think Tam's gonna go to Hera and maybe gonna try to dip Turtle Rock.
and dipping Turtle Rock like that ice rod is something, but we don't necessarily need to defeat Trinex. Well, I guess unless Trinex has an item and that item happens to be flippers. That would be that would hurt. Although Tim's also a little bit limited in Turtle Rock, just without having the fire rod, you need a specific set of keys. And dead rocks being dead rocks.
Yeah, without Fire Rod, if Tam decides to go into Turtle Rock, they can't get far, but key layout could allow them to go somewhat into the dungeon.
Which, that might not be a bad thing. If the flippers are further along, and DT, I wonder if DT is going to be trying to do the potion glitch.
Looks like he is. Yeah. Tam is going to dip into Turtle Rock. Now they could still find something there, or could be forced out pretty quick. Depends on the key layouts. Basically, it's got to go as far into TR. You got to have small key, big key, in the first 3 chests you can access.
And there is a small key, and with all the mimics being gone off the on the page, that obviously means that the mimics were defeated, and the room opens up for DT.
All right,
That was a pretty good potion glitch right there.
Yep.
Or a good demonstration.
So Tam needs to find another small key to keep going. Does not, so Tam is out. So if there's nothing in Turtle Rock, that might actually end up being good for Tam. If there's something in Turtle Rock, that could be bad.
Right. Although this does also give them the opportunity to go to Hera, get 2 items. Hera's a relatively quick dungeon, aside from the basement. And also a good hammer yump from DT as well. Clipping through the barrier there to work the other way through this dark maze.
DT could find flippers in here. Could find a bow still. If he finds a bow, it's not the intended bow, but he could find one.
I think at this point.
Oh.
Oof.
So if DT is smart right now, he knows don't check any flipper spots until he finds bow.
Oh my goodness.
So if DT, if he's smart right now, he will not touch Swamp. He knows Swamp's go mode.
Tam.
Wait, DT, don't. Oh, where is he going? Oh, he might go check Hobo. Okay.
Okay, and that's it's not great, but Tam does take down Moldorm in good fashion, but I think that does, with a piece of heart, the second item I think is going to be in that big chest.
Okay, DT is going to do Swamp. This is an interesting call because we know one bow can't be in here, but it is still possible for the other bow to be in here. Though I'd say that's a slimmer chance that a second bow would be in here. Or maybe he's not. He's kind of. What is he doing? I'm confused now.
Oh, checking dig spot, and then going to be reusing that portal to probably might still be checking Swamp, but checking the dig spot at least first.
Okay, I think DT thought about going into Swamp, decided, no, I'm gonna try to find the other bow.
And he does have a couple of checks to make there as well. Tim using another Hera pot to get close to the top. Hera is incredible in how many different ways you can get to the top of the dungeon so quickly. Oh, DT might be doing Smith Chain at this point.
Yeah, DT's doing Smith Chain.
And unfortunately, Tam just finding 10 arrows in the big chest for Hera. But while you're up here, not skipping out on Spike Cave.
I agree with DT now deciding not to do Swamp because the chances of the second bone being in GT are just too high. You have a chance to find it in Swamp, but it's just not that good of a chance. Not in Spike Cave either. Tam's running out of checks, and this might finally force them to the Smith Chain, which will force them to Bombos.
Right. While doing the Smith Chain, it's still a decent routing to get there. So.
At this point, that bow, it might have to be in Turtle Rock. I don't know where else it could be. DT, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
Was that an accidental too when he was trying to pull out the hammer? I'm not sure there. But I've seen runners try to jump down that, accidentally blow the flute, and get sniped by the duck.
But also, Smith Chain is also dangerous for Tam, just because DT is doing the Smith Chain first between them. So Tam will be able to get the Fire Rod along that route. It's a little bit riskier, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, Tam's catching up on some time really quick here because DT did not get those boots. And yeah, I think at this point it's got to be in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's.
Is DT going to Catfish? I don't get why you're so opposed to Turtle Rock right now.
And Turtle Rock still has pretty nice item density as well. Even though it's a longer climb up there.
Oh no, he's going to Swamp. So he could find a second bow here. That is possible. But I feel like the chances of that second bow are just so low. But I kind of get it. If he finds him here, then he may have saved himself some time. But Tam's about to get their Fire Rod, and Tam is catching up really fast.
Right, and there's the Smith Chain for Tam, and there is the play to get that Fire Rod.
Now, for what's worth, Tam does have to go back into Pod to get their flippers, and Fire Rod actually could be somewhat bad. Well, it depends what the second bow is. If the other bow's in Turtle Rock, my guess is this Fire Rod's going to send Tam to Turtle Rock. Okay, gonna go clear Skullwoods first, which we already got both items out of.
Right, so it's a quick check. You need to do it anyway. Now's when you can do it.
They might also be thinking Ped, and just check Ped while they're here.
Oh, right, because they didn't. Because we know from DT's side that Ped is just 10 arrows,
but they might be thinking that flippers could be on Ped.
And that would be a from Tam's side, like that would be excellent if it were, because they've already taken care of Hera. They've already gotten one of those pendants, and it's at a rough location to climb to. It's great once you're in the dungeon, but it takes a while just getting there.
So we'll see, is DT gonna go straight to the back? Nope, gonna clear left. Might have already seen a dungeon item, I'm not sure on that. The one item from Go Mode, I might still go straight back, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tougher one. Tam taking on Mothula. Down to 4 hearts. But some nice dashing and poking, and Mothula goes down.
At this time, I would just like to thank Willard for cursing us for this seed. I believe he said something that would curse us for this one in the previous race.
All right, and we'll see where Tam floats to. Will they go back up the mountain, or will they? They will. So we're going to be seeing some Turtle Rock.
So I have to think Tam's going to find the bow here in Turtle Rock. They're probably going to full clear it. The question is, can DT find that other bow, or is DT going to be forced into Turtle Rock as well? Yeah, DT, even he'll get a 6th crystal no matter what here. And as long as he goes straight to Turtle Rock, assuming that's where the bow is, he's probably still in a good spot, because Tam has to go back to Pod to get flippers, and then still has to go through all of Swamp.
And then yet another climb. But it is a little ironic. We've seen now 2 green 20s in Swamp Palace as well. Usually what you would see, instead of like the silver arrows, if we already had the bow, I guess it could be 1 sword and like a mail upgrade and like a heart.
Big key, DT's going to skip it for now because he has not seen the compass yet. Tam, if he finds the bow and mirrors out immediately, this race gets pretty interesting.
And as another note, we did pick up the big key as well after the big chest. So DT, if he's full clear, if he decides to full clear, that is still going to be 1 item remaining, potentially.
So there is an item in the big chest as DT takes down Argus for his 6th crystal. Oh, we hadn't seen the map either. I thought we had. But, okay, there is an item in the big chest.
Yeah. And that is crystal number 6. So that's going to be... Actually, that's also going to be interesting, because after Eastern, you're not going to have a lot of arrows. And you need to have those arrows for the top, or as you begin your climb for those red mimics.
There is a bow.
In the lava chest, we're in no mode at this point. Once they get the flippers in Pod, that's go mode.
But Tam is gonna full clear Turtle Rock.
And that makes sense to do. So we're on the lookout, I guess, then for Not for those 10 arrows. So we'll see when DT decides to go to
I think DT's got to climb now. The only question is, does he do Hera or Turtle Rock first?
And Hera is, I mean, either way, you're right next door to the other. And Hera, it's only 2 items, but it's a quick 2 items. Well, aside from having an item in the big chest.
And I gotta think, when DT sees these boots coming up here, he is gonna feel so far behind.
Right. That's a good point. And I think DT will be going this way. Will be checking Hera first.
Yeah, gonna check Hera first. I believe the big key was in the basement, so he might bail after the first few checks. Oh, he hasn't checked ether as well. Yeah, Tam is catching up time. I don't know if this is going to be enough time for him to surpass DT before GT, but they're definitely making time up.
Right. And if I'm DT, once I find the bow, then I'm out. I'm in go mode. So.
Oh, that's a good point. Tam is sinking some unnecessary time in here as well. But DT is gonna full clear Hera, so that's time lost for DT.
All right, and Tam doing laser bridge. These lasers do a heck of a lot of damage, though. And will okay. And there's oh, I wonder if that 20 could be the silver, silvers, or at least a progressive bow if DT skips lava chest. Which I wouldn't anticipate that you would skip lava chest at this case, but.
No, there's no chance you skip lava chest in this situation.
But this is just this is an interesting race, especially contrasting from the first one right before this race. A nice dodge to dodge that Trinex head from Tam.
I am really not sure who's got the advantage right now. Even with Tam sinking this time in, with DT also sinking the time into Hera, this is going to be close. Like, had DT grabbed those boots his first time up, I think he'd have a significant lead right now. But missing those has really made this game close. Because what Tam's going to do now is they're going to go to pod, most likely, because that's pretty much all that opened up for them. They're going to find the flippers, mirror out, do Eastern immediately, and then go to Swamp, which they can go. DT, once he gets the bow, he just has to go to Eastern. The question is just how fast he gets that bow.
Right. And Tam, they are going to pod. It's going to be close to simultaneous go modes as well, I think.
Yeah,
it was an early bow, or no, well, at least it was in the first. It was earlier on in Turtle Rock, at least.
Somewhat early, yes. Oh, he's gonna do Spike Cave. He's doing everything in his power to avoid Turtle Rock.
And Tim having that bow does have the advantage of just knowing exactly where to go, just to get that key and continue on.
Yeah, Tam is probably maybe 2 minutes from go mode.
And
kind
with
of
DT,
depends on the checks, the way he does, or they do their checks.
and DT having to reclimb the mountain, that's gonna hurt. And DT, it looks like will be doing Turtle Rock at this point, but that is a lot of time just reclimbing, and down to 3 hearts as well. Things up here will hurt.
Yeah, and DT is going to be beating himself up so badly when he sees these boots. I think he's going to be a little on tilt, but Tam probably is a bit on tilt as well at this point. And there's no chance DT's missing the boots on this pass. He's going to see them. He has to see them on his way to this portal.
Right. And there's the bad news right there.
Tam's going to take a little more time because they're doing the maze first.
And it
Wrong
is...
medallion!
Oh no. And if you're DT, do you grab the boots first and then Turtle Rock? Or, and there's Tam's flippers, and 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 28 seconds. Tam is in go mode.
DT's gonna grab those boots before going in. I think Tam's got the lead now.
I think it's gonna be close. But yeah, but yeah, being able to go mode swamp is such a wonderful thing.
Now, I will say Tam does have to spend a little more time in here because they did not pick up the big key the first time through. So they have to go through fully while DT already has the big key. So that's a little bit of a time difference, but that's maybe a minute. Not even a minute, like maybe 40 seconds or so. Though, that'll cost them a little time.
Right, and at this point, I think those seconds will really be mattering.
So DT has to go right side to get the small key, has to go into the compass room to get that small key, chain chomps for the big key, and then lava chest for Bo.
And that's not a gimme at 4 hearts. And half magic and having the Cana Berna will help considerably with that, but it's not a given. I don't think either of our runners have picked up any hearts. Or, sorry, any fairies.
Alright. So DT has just away from his go mode.
Oh, and that 3.5 heart does matter, because Chain Chomps, they do 4 damage, right? I think?
Yep. Hopefully they'll just bring out Berna and be safe. Oh, DT!
Oh no! Oh no!
He's got to be so on tilt right now. It's not the worst death, yeah, but still that hurts.
Well, and just the feeling, and really it's just the feeling of it, and we know that and that's a nice quick kill from Tam, and that is crystal number 6 for Tam.
You just have to go to Swamp, which is probably, I'd say 3 minutes to drain the Swamp, go in and get to Argus. Tam doesn't have to check anything in Swamp. There's nothing else that'll help them.
Right. We already know where all the bottles are. We We don't have any more sword upgrades. We don't have any more bow upgrades.
This might actually be close because Eastern's going to be quick for DT. Maybe DT's might still be okay here. Might have a slight lead. I'm not sure. This really could go either way.
And either way, this is going to come down to GT routing, and they're at 1 hour, 29 minutes, 15 seconds. DT is in go mode.
Yeah, I'm starting to think DT might still be ahead slightly, because Eastern's going to be quick. He's already got the big key. He just has to run to Armos. Tam, it's going to be a little longer getting through Swamp. I think DT might be slightly ahead, but it's barely a lead at this point.
Right. It'll probably be like if DT is still in the lead, it's going to be climbing, like getting to Ganon's Tower as Tam is getting into the Dark Death Mountain. Like it is going to be very close for the rest of this race.
Yeah, as you said, GT route could matter. That's how close it's going to be. The GT route could flip this race one way or the other. For those who joined in late, the story of the seed was basically Tam last locations, the Fire Rod, and DT not quite last location, but missed the boost for a long time. And that's really what's put us in the situation we're in right now.
And the boots that still may or may not be required, but Tam's had them for the majority of the seed, probably for a good 40 minutes, 50?
I think 40 about sounds right. Tam's had the knowledge of the boost for about an hour.
Right, just now the Titansmiths which were in Graveyard Ledge, correct?
Correct.
Which also feels good when an important item is in Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, and I think DT is going to come out here first, because Armos is going to be quick. Tam still has a few rooms to get through. So DT is going to have a slight lead. But as you mentioned, he's... Oh, that hurts a little bit. DT's got to use some arrows here for this fight.
Yeah, and there could still very well be arrow drops in GT. It's just one of those things where Tam will not have to worry about arrows likely for the rest of the seed, unless the Ice Armos are involved to some degree.
All right, that's to 7th Crystal. DT will be going up first. Tam probably about a minute behind right now.
Yeah, and Tam will also have to do a quick warp into the, although a very nice, almost a 0 cycle for Tam. Now just trying to get that last Argus.
Just kind of for the record, DT lands on the mountain at 132.10. I think it's going to be about 40 seconds. A little more like 45-second difference.
So 132.10, 132.54.
44-second difference on the mountain. Oh, actually, that's fine. That portal location's actually fine. That actually saved DT a few seconds. Yeah, as I said, it could easily come down to GT route. If they diverge, this race gets very, very interesting.
We will see what we get.
DT's starting with Hope Room. Just 1 bombs, chest 2, 20 rupees, you gotta go left.
So that definitely, I think that'll end up helping DT just because that's going to mean less of a chance for divergence in routing. And there's chest number 3, just a small key.
That's technically means a boots locked GT. Though not the biggest thing to boost lock it.
Right.
Alright, Tam's about to enter GT, still gonna be about 45 seconds behind. 4 red rupee. 5, 10 arrows. That'll help you with the arrow count. 6 big key. No chance for divergence in this one. DT's going up.
And it is going to be close. And what a difference of kind of the feeling of this as well, because last race they had 7 hearts. They're at 13. Both of our runners today. Which, speaking of, please give our runners a follow as they climb Ganon's Tower. Tam about to get the big key as well, and we'll get it a slight second earlier as well.
We'll save a couple seconds in that room. Tam's on their way up.
Oh, and doing some nice swag dashing, DT does. Right there, did have the bump, but didn't cost him.
Tam's struggling a little bit in this room. Fine on Mimics 2, still about 45-second difference. I don't remember where their safeties are at, what they've got for potions right now. It's been so long since they picked up those potions.
Right. I know DT used the green potion in order to do the potion glitch.
Yeah, DT's gonna get a fairy. Gonna take the Landmos off cycle, but it's the safe call right now.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to... Right now, you do not want to take a hit. Although, getting only a couple hits in with the fire rod doesn't help.
Oh, this is not a good Landmo 2 fight for DT. They're not being friendly. 136.45, DT finishes Landmo 2.
Oh, the fire rod shot. Okay, good. Gets it on the... Tam does get the fire rod shot on the second time for the Stalfos.
Just a reminder what's on the line here. If DT wins, he advances to the brackets. Tam needs to win to stay alive. I think Tam needs about 15 seconds to that Landmo 2 fight. I think they're about 30 seconds behind now. $137.32 up the stairs. No need to open anything. DT might have enough for another powder. Not gonna bother with the powder. Just gonna keep going.
And 137.59 for Tam. So yeah, that didn't make up time.
Aga 2 definitely could swing this a little more one way or another. Probably wouldn't make the difference between these runners, but could bring one runner, could give DT a little more lead, could bring Tam a little closer. Okay, Tam gets Stimulorm 2. Double to start for DT.
That's a good double, and this is a decent lineup so far. Oh, a nice triple right there.
3 cycles for DT, that's about as good as you can ask for there, I think.
Right. And down goes Aga 2 as Tam enters Aga 2. This is neck and neck.
Oh, Tam tripled! Tam can make up a little time if they triple here. Oh, they missed the triple there.
And only got a single there, so, and this one's going to be a blue.
Oh, now Tam's losing a little time.
Gets the 4 cycle, but we are getting some David Bowie right there with Ganon.
Looks like DT's good for the 1-1. Yep. Oh, that hurts a little bit. DT's got to be careful. Yeah, drink your red. Don't risk it.
Right. But that's a good phase 2, and onto phase 3.
Remember, the Ganon warps here are going to be seated between the two of them, so they'll both get the same.
Ganon does not want to get hit right there.
Even though you know they're seated, if you're these runners in this situation, you're like, stop warping!
And they're both on phase 3 right now. Now Tam does have a lot of teleports for that other one, but DT on phase 4.
DT tried to get the early spin, didn't, but has the torch glitch.
Torch glitch, especially right now, that is super critical. That's absolutely critical.
Oof. Both on phase 4. DT 6 spins in. Make that 7. It's 9 spins for DT. One more.
And down goes Ganon. Get your GGs in chat as in the name of DT just needs to cross this bridge. And successfully does. In the name of DT will finish first in our race with an official time of 1 hour 41 minutes 41 seconds. As Tam finishes off Ganon as well. What a finish. What an absolute finish. And Tam crosses the finish line and in an official time of 1 hour 42 seconds or 42 minutes and 4 seconds. That is such a close race.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to come in for interviews. DT will advance to the bracket, and unfortunately, Tam, their tournament is done.
All right, and we are joined in the booth with in the name of DT and Tam. GG to both of you. What a seed.
Yo, GG's, Tam.
All right, so as a first question, DT, when you saw the boots on up on the mountain, what was your reaction to that?
Things that I cannot say on SpeedGaming.
that is the.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I realized afterward it was the way that I routed East Death Mountain that I never actually checked the floating island. I thought that I was doing the more convenient thing with the portal at the bottom and then going through Super Bunny into Hookshot Cave, and yeah, I just never checked what was on top of it. And I could have, and I didn't.
I think though it's a similar story for Tam though, who I was reading through some of your chat in the race time room, and it looks like they just forgot about Bombos on their first trip through Dark Worlds.
Yeah, I got the mirror and I was like super top of Death Mountain. And I guess, got distracted and forgot I had swords in bulk. And then at that point, it was like, well, Bombos is impossible to come back to. I guess I'm never doing it.
I was definitely feeling that about a couple of locations. Like, I just have to play as if there's nothing there, and then just kind of hope that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
So I do also have to ask DT about your decision making on the bow, because you found those flippers in pods, knew, and the way pod was locked, you knew it would have been a bow locked pod.
Oh, absolutely.
So were you just gambling that there was a second bow in Swamp?
I mean, there's a second bow somewhere. I've it's not that uncommon, I don't think, to see a bow-locked bow in pod. So there could have easily been a flipper-locked, which was bow-locked bow in Swamp at that point. I was just kind of hoping, like, if there is something here, then that's actually going to be really good for me. Because I had fully expected Tam to have gone through Turtle Rock, and I just kind of knew I need to focus on not going there.
I had kind of a similar thought about pod, because I went out of my way to go there pretty late, and then it was bow locked almost immediately, and I was basically on the fence about just going in and hoping I find a second bow or like flippers, and then I can figure out what the bow is. But I ended up leaving.
And then having two pendant dungeons be so critical for the race, with the pod having the flippers, Turtle Rock having at least one of the bows, one of the green 20s, I guess, on Laser Bridge could have been the other bow. But I think we also saw an earlier Ice Palace out of DT. Actually, I think neither of you had the logic for that, but I think that seemed to work out for both of you there, at least.
Well, considering that Go mode was flippers and Fire Rod for me, could have very easily been Go moded with Fire Rod. I thought that I did it first, actually, so that's a bit of a surprise.
No, I think DT went there pretty early for his fourth crystal. I think at that point he was looking for bow and bombos that could have been in Ice Palace.
I needed
have the Fire Rod, I guess.
I don't know what I needed at that point. Bow and flippers for sure. Flippers wouldn't have been there.
I'm pretty sure
you
you did Ice Palace before your first climb up Death Mountain.
Did I seriously?
Yeah, you did.
Dude,
you put up Death Mountain for a long time.
The last 3 hours are kind of a blur.
That's definitely fair. Having such a jet seed of the first game, and then a 1 hour 40 plus second minute search for a bow and
Seriously.
flippers.
Early half magic, early tempered. We had more than 7 hearts. Like this was almost a completely opposite seed from what the first one was. And I guess for the viewers, it'd be exciting. I wanted to bash my head on a wall during the second race.
Yeah. I mean, the way it played out, I mean, it would just put it to such a close race. You know, just basically Tam last locationing Fire Rod, DT missing those boots for a long time. That kind of just brought it to this 20-second difference, basically.
Yeah, roughly. Which is it's incredible. Like we were a couple of minutes apart on an absolute jet seed, the first one, and then this one a longer seed. Or it sounds like we were both stumbling on different things that were equally important. And 20-second difference after 100 minutes. Awesome.
Right, absolutely.
So DT, you get a bit of a week off now before bracket starts for you. I don't know if you're the first person in from the losers bracket side, but you get a little bit of time off since you scheduled early. Unfortunately, Tam, this will be the end of the tournament for you. How do you feel?
It's not like super unexpected for me, given the group draw, and then especially having to play DT in the final match. It would have been really nice to advance, obviously, but... And, I mean, I probably, at some point later on, I'm going to be beating myself up a little bit over a lot of the execution mistakes I was making, but I can't really be too upset with how I played. Like, Game 1 was a lot of fun, honestly. It was a cool seed, and congrats to DT for winning that by so much, but yeah, this is fine. I'm not really upset with myself over this tournament.
No, seriously, Tam, I can't say GG's enough to you, though, as well. And I would have, like, if this were the opposite situation, I would be saying the exact same things to you. Like we were talking a little bit in the race time room post-race, like, you've consistently been near the top of the ladder for the last few seasons, and that's... I was nervous going up against you because I have a lot of respect for you as a runner, and I know that you're a very good player. So I hope that you keep racing, join the next tournaments and whatnot, and I'll definitely see you throughout the ladder.
Thanks a lot for that.
All right, and so any final thoughts on the seed itself?
No. I got nothing.
I prefer the first one.
That's fair enough. All right. Thank you so much for being restreamed. Thank you so much for the wonderful race, for the wonderful couple hours that we've gotten from the two of you, for fantastic first and second games. Can't say enough just how much of a pleasure it was to watch you two race. Best of luck to both of you, and I hope that I hope that the future goes well.
Thanks, and thanks to you guys for putting on the restream. That's always appreciated.
All right, thank you as well. So yeah, I think we can wrap up here. Also give a thanks to our tracker, SarahUX, for doing the tracking for us. Thanks to Finch for joining me here in comms.
Absolutely, and thank you, JP, for co-comming, and SarahUX for tracking and making sure that we're keeping us honest on items and what actually got picked up. I think coming up we have I think the next tournament race that we have going on right now will be tomorrow afternoon on the main SpeedGaming channel with Bonta versus Walther 4 at 2:10 p.m. Eastern. But we do have another week of groups before we hit the brackets.
Yep. We're starting to, not necessarily slow down, but it will be a bit of a lighter week compared to the last few. Only 32 series going on this week compared to the 64 in the previous 2 weeks. But still plenty of action. Still plenty that we'll see on the SpeedGaming network of channels. So make sure to check the schedule and see what's coming up. And also make sure to check out some of the other content that SpeedGaming is hosting.
Yeah, and with that, thank you everyone for watching along. Have a great rest of your day. And Sorcerer Finch and JP, we're signing off.
Have a good night, everyone.